Georgie Pig has hearing aids now? Yes, that Georgie Pig, the quiet little brother from Peppa Pig. And if you think this is just a cute character update, think again. Because when one of the most watched children's show in the world introduces a character who wears hearing aids, it can quietly change how millions of children and parents think about hearing loss. So today we're going to talk about why this matters, what it means for hearing aid stigma, and the surprising impact a cartoon pig may have on hearing healthcare. My name's Dario Coletta. I'm a doctor of audiology, and I've helped hundreds of people in the Toronto area to achieve better hearing and solve complex cases of hearing loss. And today, let's talk about why Georgie Pig matters. Now, for decades, hearing aids have had a bit of a branding problem. People think they make you look old. Others are going to see them. Some patients, most patients, always whisper to me, can we make them invisible? And here's the irony. These are the same people who proudly wear AirPods, but suddenly panic when it comes to wearing hearing aids. So when a global show like Peppa Pig introduces a character who's wearing hearing aids, it does something very powerful. It normalizes them. Not in a medical setting and not in a clinic, but in everyday life. And here's why this matters. Peppa Pig is watched in over 180 countries by millions of children, and children learn social cues from the shows that they watch. They learn what's normal. They learn what's different. So when Georgie Pig wears hearing aids and nobody treats it like a big deal, kids learn that hearing aids are just another thing that someone might wear. They're like glasses. They're like braces, like a hat. That kind of exposure is incredibly powerful because stigma around hearing aids doesn't start at age 70. It can start in childhood. So many of my patients today often bring up their experience of their grandparents' hearing aids, and that being one of the reasons they don't want hearing aids themselves. And we're going back 30, 40 years. Representation changes behavior. We've seen this effect before. When characters in TV shows wear glasses, kids are more comfortable wearing them. When characters in a TV show are wearing braces, kids are more comfortable wearing braces. And now, we're starting to see hearing representation in mainstream media. And that matters for three big reasons. It reduces stigma. If kids grow up seeing hearing aids, they're less likely to associate them with embarrassment or frustrations, and they're not going to be considered a big deal when the time comes for them to need them. Second, it helps children with hearing loss feel included. Imagine being a kid with hearing aids and suddenly seeing a character, maybe not a pig, on TV that looks like you or has ears like you. That's huge. And third, it educates families. Sometimes families don't realize how common hearing loss can be in children. This is why most countries have infant hearing screening programs for when babies are born, or why we're starting to see more kindergarten screenings. Because hearing loss happens in childhood. Because representation starts conversations. Conversations leads to earlier testing. Earlier testing leads to better outcomes. There's another hidden impact. And here's something interesting. When hearing aids are normalized for children, adults start to rethink them too. Because hearing aids aren't just something that your grandparents wear. They're something a character in a kid's show wears. That sudden shift in perception can remove decades of stigma. Now, trust me, stigma is still one of the biggest barriers to hearing healthcare. It's not cost, It's not technology. It's stigma. The reality is hearing aids are more normal than ever before. They're smaller, smarter, Bluetooth enabled, and in many cases, practically invisible. Most are going to stream your phone calls, most are going to connect to your TV, and most are going to track your health data. But despite all this technology, people still hesitate because of these outdated perceptions. People still think hearing aids are their grandparents' hearing aids. This is why something as simple as Georgie Pig wearing hearing aids can quietly shift the narrative. Yes, it might seem like a small change in a cartoon, but representation matters. When hearing aids start appearing in everyday media, they stop being medical devices that people try and hide, and they start being tools that people use. They're like glasses. They're like earbuds. Anything else that helps you live better. Now, if a cartoon pig can help normalize hearing aids for the next generation, that's a pretty big win. Now, if you found this video helpful, like, share, subscribe. Share this video with someone who thinks they still need to hide their hearing aids. Better yet, I've been wearing one this whole time. I'll see you in the next video. Let's cut the noise together.